Hey guys and gals, I have another one for you today. Today is going to be the third video of the What I Wish I Knew When I First Started Tanking series. What we're going to look at in this video is driver skills, equipment, and supplies. This one is difficult to fit all into one video, but taking a step back and realizing that this series is for newer tankers, it is me getting back to my basics and helping out my fellow tankers to have a more enjoyable time and hopefully helping them or you progress faster than I did. Like the other two videos, I'm going to have some rules to start out, and you're more than welcome to come along for a more detailed version afterwards. Rule number 1, this pertains to driver skills. The first 3 skills you should learn on your tanks is Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense, and Repairs. This will help you have a tactical advantage, live longer, maximize your XP and silver earning, along with helping you progress faster. Rule number 2, A, know your tank's play style. Not the tank type, but the play style. B, know your play style. Preferably in that order. Don't make tanks fit your play style, but utilizing tanks that fit your play style. Rule number 3, understand the tech trees. Look ahead. Touch base with experienced players. Watch tank reviews to better understand what the lines do well, their strengths and weaknesses, and your first grinds should be catered to your playstyle. Rule number 4, small repair kit, small first aid kit, and fire extinguishers should be equipped on all tier 3 tanks and above. Keep them in consistent order so you get used to them in the heat of battle. Once you get to a point where silver isn't such a necessity, then you can start to work premium consumables into your loadouts. Rule number 5, put a gun rammer on every tier 4 and up. It will raise your DPM, maximizing your damage potential. If that's all you're here for, then I'll catch you in the next video. If you want more details, then let's jump right in. The difference between driver skills and driver perks. In the top left corner, skills have a compass and perks have a lightning bolt. Skills will get a % of that skill while it's being trained, and perks don't until fully trained. Saying that, you should only train skills, then switch them to perks for 10 gold, and then retrain skills. Your first skill should be determined by what style of tank you have. If you're slow, start repairs. Mobility is more important to you. If you're a mobile tank, start situational awareness. Vision is more important to you. Once your first skill is complete, change it to Brothers in Arms. Then retrain repairs or situational awareness, whichever one you did first. After you retrain your skill, switch it to Sixth Sense and retrain after you complete it. Once it's completed the third time, if training repairs, begin situational awareness or vice versa. Situational awareness will always help you because it increases your vision, where repairs only helps you when you need a module fixed. You're always using your vision, repairs are situational. A lot of the other skills perks will vary with tank player style, but those should be your top 4 priorities on every single tank crew. I didn't use Sixth Sense when I started. I learned the hard way, thinking that I could utilize other skills and perks to maximize my tank. If you choose to go down this route, just assume that you're always spotted, and if you are detected, move behind cover, count to 10 before poking out again. This next part, I'm assuming you have the first 4 skills perks trained that we talked about. It will cover tank types versus tank styles, and suggest different skills and perks that improve each style. I've come up with 4 styles of tanks that are in the game, excluding Artie, the Brawler, the Sniper, the Scout, and the Support. First, Brawlers. Brawlers are slower tanks, generally meaning they have effective armor. Brawlers should be on front lines and never alone. If you have sniper cover protecting your flanks, you're not considered alone. Don't use that as an excuse to snipe. You shouldn't be sniping in your brawling tank unless you have no HP left to brawl with. Utilize your armor, your gun, and your hit points to make advancements on the battlefield for your team. Focus on mobility. If you're flanked, you're dead. Also put focus on gun handling. You need to be hitting your shots in close quarters and cannot afford to miss when trading shots. Track mechanic, clutch braking, off-road driving, snapshot, and smooth ride are all good choices. Next, snipers. Also known as glass cannons, you have mobility to set up for long-distance flanking shots. No armor, so you depend on outspotting your targets and utilizing terrain to set up positive positions. You should be keeping your gun active. If you don't have shots, then move to a location where you do. If you wait for your brawlers to die, then you're not using your tank correctly. If they push through a flank, you pretty much need to get up to that flank as they push ahead. That way you can still cover them. Focus on camo, recon, silent driving, snapshot, green thumb, muffled shot. Then there's scouts. Arguably one of the most important pieces to any team. A good scout can get a great start advantage at the beginning with intel, control vision through the middle part of the game, and then clean up in the end. To me, your vision, concealment, and mobility are your assets. Your gun is secondary, and damage is just a bonus, because shooting will remove your concealment and give up your position. Focus on camo, recon, green thumb, off-road driving, clutch braking. Finally, support. The easiest way to put this category is if your tank doesn't fit in any of the previous three. As support, you need to be flexible and support each of your other team pieces. You should be keeping your gun active throughout the game, but conserve your hit points if possible. Utilize them to save your teammates when the red team overextends and makes fatal mistakes. Number 1, second line offensive. Get shots into the enemy brawlers in between their shots, supporting your brawlers so they don't get flanked. Number 2, making sure your scouts don't get all in. If you have Sua scouts on your team, they're already dead, so leave them. But if they're within range, trying to fall back because their position was compromised, then try to track the enemies that are pursuing them so they can get away. Number 3, making sure your snipers have escape support. So let's say if one side of the map falls, fall back to your snipers so they can reposition to safe locations and provide cover fire as you give them targets. Skills and perks for support are really going to vary. Look at what they affect. So on the left here, you can see this is going to be all the skills and perks that they own. This is going to be the commander skills and perks, the driver skills and perks, the gunner skills and perks, the loader skills and perks, and the radio man skills and perks. Know your tank and pick accordingly, whatever you feel you need for your tank. Next, we're going to go to equipment. In this situation, I'm assuming that you already have a gun rammer, rule number 5. In the beginning, utilize sellable equipment. So binos, it doesn't have the gold star on it, so I can sell it without any gold. Binos, camo net, and toolbox are the sellable equipment pieces. There are other ones, but to simplify it, I'm just going to talk about those 3. When I was starting out, I would use binos on every tank. And then my third piece of equipment would either be a camo net or a toolbox, depending on if I was a brawler or a sniper. Obviously, brawler would get a toolbox, sniper would get a camo net. let's say you have a Crafts Panther. This can kind of lean brawler or sniper. I mean, it is a support tank. What I would recommend is cater your equipment to what your driver does best, and that will help your tank out if you're in the support role. This will save you silver and gold by using the sellable equipment that you may want to use to advance down tech trees. Experienced players or unicums will generally use rammers, optics, vents, or vertical stabilizer. 3 of those 4. They can get away with this because they have A, experience, B, great crews to make up for lack of other equipment, and C, premium consumables or supplies to make up the difference. Generally, I wouldn't mind going toolbox with a heavy tank to help get the tracks back on faster, but my crew knows repairs, track mechanic, brothers in arms. You can see in the consumables I have chocolate, a large repair kit, and in equipment I have vents. Collectively, with all that together, it helps get my tracks on faster, so I don't need to run a toolbox on my mouse. I can run the large, or in this, a super heavy spall liner. You can see these supplies are all premium consumables, so to run this on one of your tanks when you're starting out is unrealistic since they all cost 20,000 silver. Remember, if you hit Y, you can make them into gold, and if you just want to throw money at the game and run them that way, you sure can. But if you are a free-to-play player, it's unrealistic for you to have premium consumables, and that's why I just want you to run the basic ones on your tanks. Last but not least, we have supplies. And rule number 4, every tank needs a repair kit, first aid kit, and fire extinguisher. And that's really what I'm talking about there. Rather than these premium consumables, just run the basics. That's going to save you silver that you'll need to get up your tech tree and advance along the game. Once you get more advanced or feel like you don't need to worry about silver, you can get a large repair kit, large first aid kit, food, etc. There are some tanks where octane is acceptable. For example, in my mouse, not only does it boost my mobility, but speeds up my turret traverse as well. In case I'm getting flanked, I want to be able to turn my turret as fast as I can. Alright, that's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.